If there's something that we're kind of waiting for quite some time, it's a new shooter that doesn't actually suck. If you look at the past few years, what we've gotten and the disappointments with that is the past two Call of Duties, the Battlefield, and that was pretty much like the big three that really came out and was going to be the one that was going to save us all. It has not really been a thing, and it's especially been rather rough in the past year. Now, with the release of the Modern Warfare 2 beta, I have to say that the game is feeling and shaping out to be quite good. It feels already very polished, and I've actually not encountered any sort of weird bugs, and I've literally only had one crash during my play session of about 4.5 hours on PlayStation 5. The game feels good, from the guns to the sounds, and there's also weight to the characters, so you can't really just go 1,000 miles an hour and just fly around the corner. The game feels satisfying to play. The maps especially seem to be good, except for that museum map that was at the start of the beta, but has since been swapped out during my play session for a hotel map, which was miles better. The museum map, though, while not a bad map in my opinion, it just didn't fit for a 6v6 scenario, and I think for a mode like 12v12 or maybe less than that will probably go a much better way. It just simply is too large for 6v6. There are a few things that I don't like. It's not really much overall. Very happy with the game, how it feels and how it plays, how the guns feel, and how all the different attachments really do different things, and definitely a lot of depth in there. And the gunsmith especially definitely has a lot to there, which is definitely going to offer a lot of exploration and figuring out what works for you. There's definitely something for everyone, so I'm really looking forward to diving into that completely when the game comes out. As for the things I dislike a little bit, the UI is a little bit messed up at times. I'm gonna be nitpicky here a little bit, but when I'm in the main menu, I'm changing my weapons by pressing X or just pressing square, and when I do that while I'm in a match, it will just completely wipe all of my attachments. While that is by design, it is still a little bit confusing, and I hope that they kind of figure out a way to stream that a little bit more. When it comes to changing your settings, it's also a little bit cluttered in that regard, so it's a little bit of figuring out, and I think they could have done a little bit of a better job with it and just go for the classic style of pressing R1 and L1 to just go between tabs rather than whatever it is that we got going on here. Granted, I can see that with the quick settings that they tried to simplify things so you can quickly change the sensitivity and all that stuff, but overall, it seems a little bit more cluttered than it should be. And one other minor pet peeve that I guess I have is that I would personally prefer that if people were to shoot, like in all the other Call of Duties and basically every other shooter, that it would show up on the mini-map to kind of help the flow of the match, because if people see each other shoot, then they're more likely to start walking towards that, or vice versa. But I do understand why exactly they've done that. It's more realistic to kind of rely on sound, and it might also add a bit of a different dynamic rather than constantly having this incredible addiction of doing nothing but looking at the minimap. I know I catch myself doing that quite often when a UAV pops up, and because you can hear the footsteps quite well, and they are on the loud side according to most people, I really haven't paid attention too much, to be honest with you, but especially because you can hear the guns very well too. Sometimes you can hear some gunfights in the distance, so you have kind of an idea where to go. It kind of balances it out in a way, but I guess it's something that is going to stay a discussion for the next weekend or two. So overall, it doesn't feel like a Modern Warfare 2019, and it definitely doesn't feel like the Cold War and Vanguards out there, which is definitely a good thing. To me, it feels like they grabbed what they learned from Modern Warfare 2019 and were like, hey, in terms of gunplay, and there's a lot of things, we did a lot of good things here. The maps, however, were not that good, so they decided to flip the coin on that one, and then came out with what appears to be so far some solid maps. If all the other maps in the game are going to be at least this good, we're in for quite a good ride. So I'm hoping that the full release of the game and the potential next couple of days of the current beta as well as next week's beta are going to reveal some more things, because I'm quite curious to see how it's all going to pan out. Have enjoyed my time with it so far. Definitely looking forward to the full release. Hope you enjoyed my little thoughts on it. Of course, I'd love to know yours in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and if you really like what you see on the channel, consider becoming a member like Chloe, KFC Chicken, and Shapeshift Gaming. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all later.